John, we just did a video on bookkeeping,
Yep.
and we're going to bumper that talking about QuickBooks. What
Okay.
is that? What you guys use, or what's?
Yeah, so QuickBooks is probably the main software inside that bookkeeping space. I think Intuit's done a really good job of marketing QuickBooks, and some of the features that they have are just, they're really outstanding. So even as basic as just integrating your bank account. Instead of having to go through, if you've got 100 transactions in a month, instead of having to go through and manually enter and say, here's this expense, here's this expense, it goes to this account, you can just integrate your bank account and just classify it. And if you continue to see that same account or same transaction on a monthly basis, on a weekly basis, you can set rules. And so as that transaction comes in, it will automatically classify it for you. Payroll, for instance, right? Often if you've got a large company and you've got a ton of employees, you're going to have a breakdown of all the places that they've worked, whether that's various cities, various states. And so that journal entry for a payroll may be quite long. Instead of having to go through and manually type that in where you may have dozens of lines, it'll automatically come in, it'll automatically classify it, and all you have to do is take a quick look, tie out the numbers, and hit approve, and it goes to where it needs to go. So it really does help to kind of maintain and keep those financial records as accurate as possible. And
No mistakes along the way, and it's easy to make a mistake when you're...
You can make a mistake still, right? So there are times where there's a misclassification, but the good news is you can review and then you can undo it, and you can make sure that you manually get it to where it needs to go. So nothing is foolproof or 100% accurate. There are definitely things that you have to kind of reclass, but generally speaking, it's very accurate.
And it's QuickBooks. That's kind of the Cadillac of the...
Yes.
I've just got. Did you try anything else before?
Excel, a lot of Excel. So we do have a lot of companies who aren't quite ready for a QuickBooks environment, and so they'll do Excel. I've seen some very, very advanced Excels with macros, and it'll do many of the same things that a QuickBooks will do, just on a much smaller scale. And then I've also seen Excel files that are nightmares, where you'll wake up in a cold sweat in the middle of the night thinking, oh no, did we miss this? Did we do this? So we try to stay away from those, but QuickBooks is certainly the most popular.
And it's pretty easy then to integrate a business or something then for where they are into your system then, right?
Yes. Yep. Very much so. And then, bookkeeping is, it's hard to kind of oversell it. It is the most important facet of an entity, right? Whether it's just from a reporting standpoint, making sure that we have up-to-date financials so that we can project moving forward. If a bank needs something for a loan, right, making sure that that's readily available as well. But then most importantly for me at least, come tax time, the more accurate those financial records are, the less time that we have to spend kind of going through those numbers, making journal entries and correcting things. And it makes that whole tax preparation process significantly smoother.
Well, so it's a lot of value to that thing. That's not just not a place that's holding numbers. And
correct. It's not just, it's a great point. It's not just a software that's static and it's just going to hold your numbers. It's a very active thing that when used appropriately becomes an extremely powerful tool for you.
And it sounds like it's a tool that you guys really know how to get the most optimized the use of too.
Absolutely. Yep. So we can set up rules. We can make sure we integrate those bank accounts, integrate those credit cards. We can set up custom reports, right? We can do all of those things to ensure that whatever your need case is, we can satisfy and fulfill that.
Great.